That's not the first mistake I've made this season so far. No, I've made a couple actually. Let's fix this hair real quick. This area here is going into grass. We're gonna grow the Bermuda out and talk about how we're gonna do that later on. But yeah, I got some on the grass. Oops. Oh well, we can deal with that. But oh boy, do I love me some of that gorilla cart. Kids have been enjoying it too. They've been having a lot of fun flipping over with it, somehow fitting back up around behind the trampoline, coming down through here. They're like little rock crawlers. All was fun until they flipped over and hit their heads on the rocks. Oops, it happens. Homeschooling. So the main reason I got the gorilla cart was to haul sand, so I didn't just have like my wheelbarrow, because that gets really old really fast. There are so many uses for the thing though. Holy cow. Like loading stuff from the garage back to the shed, that would have been like a 4 or 5 trip deal. No, one trip, bam, one and done. I like it. Connor Ward was right. Now I just have to up my collection game like he does, but we're gonna need more space for that. Today's the 28th of April. Yippity-doo-dah. I was gonna order the sand to get it ready for a Friday delivery since we're supposed to have a pretty nice weekend, but garden's still not finished. The fence, I started pressure washing that, still not finished. Rocks, still not finished. Fire pit, full of crap that needs to be burned so I can take the fire pit down, still not finished. So much stuff still to do. Didn't want to tack on yet another thing, so we're gonna like wait a week or two on the sand, and that'll give me time to hopefully finalize everything. Back here on the hill, my tiger lilies, I can't explain what I did, so I'm just gonna show you right now. Well, I've been hinting at it for a while now, and my little gift that came with my Sunday subscription thing, that, yeah, we got to talk about that more, but yeah, you remember these guys? Well, the rest of it though is, oh, it's a butterfly and hummingbird mix. Oh, well, hopefully it'll attract bees, because I'm out to piss people off. Well, just certain people. Mainly is they say you can't have a yard like this and have bees and pollinators and all that fun stuff. But I think you can. Everything can coexist quite well, frankly, if you allow it. So we're getting ready to break out some Rip Taylor inspirational confetti throwing, and we're gonna put some seed down all up in this area here. I'm going to have wildflowers in conjunction with my ditch lilies, and I have some wild violet, Crip and Charlie. It's just a natural homeostasis zone of despair. But we're gonna brighten things up with some wildflowers. So let's get to that. That should do it. So far, nothing's really coming in. I put it down as it was warm, and then it's cold. I have a whole lot of creeping Charlie and some other ground ivies, clovers, other weeds, probably poison ivy. Those little guys here with this purple flower, yeah, I think those get thorns on them. They hurt. But so far not, yeah. I'm not really sure if everything came up. Honestly, what probably happened is it rained, everything washed down here in the bottom, and I'm going to have this giant mound of everything there. It was a good bit of seed. Foam cannon, is still exactly where I left it from Will It Foam. And again, that video, I was just bored, having fun. Didn't anticipate it, people taking it seriously, but that happened. But then at the same time, it actually did apply the RGS really nice. So I may do that in the future. We'll see. I don't know. Tons of progress made back here in this corner. Holy cow. Got the majority of the shrubs that were back there transplanted up. We got one here next to the hose spigot, hose bib, hose pipe, outlet device, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Have the two yellow dudes there, and then I have my spireas to go in there. Finally found out what those guys were. They're like white cylindrin or something like that. I don't know. I'll put the name right there. So I know what they are now, and that's good to know. So back in here though, we have that wood. My goal is to use the leftover fence that was taken down. I want to make a boardwalk that runs through there along to the front of the house, and then I'll have a little bit of a space where I can plant other things, some, you know, native flowers, ornamental grasses, something to, you know, make the walkway kind of nice. Probably actually not flowers. As much as I would like to attract some bees, I don't want bees in a confined area where they will attack me. That's looking good. I think I'm gonna plant some annuals around the pool. I want to take things just up a notch here in the backyard this year, something where, you know, it's enjoyable to be in. It's hard to do when I lost that beautiful gazebo, but like I moved the azaleas. We have, of course, more of those stupid ditch lilies. I have some, I don't even know what those tall things are, but they're tall and they come back every year. Don't really know. Of course, I have the one red twig dogwood I moved over. More ornamental grass, and I need to water those guys and fert them. The robins are pissing me off. Oh, look at that. I got some flower and clover already. Feeding the bees. Drop some marigolds in there. I got more of those tall things. Need to finish the patio. The dahlias are coming up. Holy man, things. We've been in such a cold snap for so long. It's just, today's the first nice day we've had in several days. Just loving being outside. That hydrangea, it's not coming back, and I don't know why. I don't know, probably dead, but yeah, we're not gonna look back there behind the shed because it looks like garbage. Those top 3 beds, back in that last video when we talked about it, I had some beans growing up in there. Well, yeah, the cold snap we had right after that did those in. I said I put them out too early. Well, yeah, it took them away. I have plenty more seeds for the beans so inside, so I'm going to be amending the soil a little bit more with some garden soil and planting those in there, adding cypress mulch as well for something to walk on, using leftover retaining wall blocks to kind of build it up and make a pathway. The stairs are looking absolutely fabulous. Absolutely brilliant idea on my part. I still need to fine tune them just a little bit with some more paver sand, and then I'm going to glue the front ones together to the riser blocks. It's going to be really, really nice. And then I think we're going to be transplanting that guy too, because that's going to be my watermelon patch. So we're going to expand it out again all the way to the compost bin, and then back there, once I clean that mess up, and I'll have a few weeks to do that, my giant pumpkins. Oh, I'm gonna love those pumpkins. Now with all the updates out of the way, what I've been working on, what I still have left to do, let's talk about the grass and what exactly I'm doing back here on my Bermuda lawn. Now the challenges that I'm facing are, one, I have the Sunday products that I'm reviewing, and they wanted a comparison. Cool, no big deal, I can do that. And it was originally gonna be a 50-50 split. Then I partnered or collaborated, however you wanna say it, with Subvert Nutritionals, and they'd like to see a comparison as well of a controlled, you know, peptide versus non-peptide application. So I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, I think that's doable. What we're doing with that is I'm going to just follow my normal traditional plan. It's a mixture of ammonium sulfate, either carbon X or X grain, depending on factors of growth and what I need to do and what I need to put down. It'll probably be X grain just because the prill size is fantastic for spreading. Spreads so smooth. Oh man, wow. Spreads so good, I love it. But it'll fall down in the canopy of the real low grass a whole lot better than the larger prill size of the Carbon X. So what we're going to do is, let's flip around this way, and we're gonna go from that direction to this direction. Starting at the corner where the pool is with my shoddy paver patio, if we do a straight line down, it's gonna end somewhere in here. This section here is going to be peptides with my normal fertilization, so ammonium sulfate and X-green carbon X or whatever other fertilizer I put down on it. I'm doing this area with the peptides because that area where I'm extending the turf, I want to see how I can establish it from either plugs or sprigs or a mixture of the both that I will harvest from the tifgrand behind the shed. I want to see the rooting effect and the enhanced root growth that the peptides offer, and how it affects establishment of a warm season Bermuda lawn via plugging or sprigging or both. This area, this middle section if you will, we're going to run pretty much where the concrete ends, and it'll end with this corner green stake. And then this area here, all throughout in front of the shed, and this side little bit here. And we're not going to touch anything back there. That's going to be its own little special zone because I am using that to harvest my tifgrand. That's going to be a harvest zone all year long, not just for my little expansion zone. So this here will be the Sunday zone. So we have Sunday, normal, peptides. I need to come up with a better slogan, but that's what we're going to have. We're going to watch everything side by side. Now, one thing where the entire yard will get the exact same treatment is just before I go to sand, which it probably won't be this weekend. It'll probably be next weekend. The yard will be mowed short, and then I will do a 0.2 to 0.25 pounds of nitrogen per thousand of ammonium sulfate, and that's just because I need growth. That'll be sprayed the day before I put the sand down, and then that'll come through, and then it'll have like one additional spray once the sand starts to settle, maybe like a week or so later, just to get everything back popped up through the sand. And then we will continue on, and by that time we're looking at June, and boom, prime time season. And so my biggest problem though that I've had in the past, and it'll be a challenge this year, but it's one of my goals that I've set for myself, is better documentation of what I apply and when I apply. I always know what I'm applying, but the whens can sometimes get a little bit iffy, and wanting a historical marker to go back and look at. So I'll be documenting that more, and I'll probably just have one page on my website that's set up to where it'll show application rates on what I put down, when I put down, and all of that fun stuff, so we can have a tracking of this, and then I'll be able to have galleries set up between the three so we can have good, awesome proof. And so that's it for this one, guys. Update all the projects and all the crap I have going on. So with that, thank you all for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. We will see you again, well, when we see you. Have a good one, everyone.